What is going on? We are here with the picks. As you can tell, Mr. Steed will not be joining us. He is at the World Series currently, rooting on the Braves. He has been replaced by my good friend Lappy. What's going on, Lappy? How are you doing?
Dude, I'm sensational. I'm just finally glad that we got our contract situation figured out, and I was really just coming out here ready to perform. Got past the injuries, tore my ACL earlier, but I think these picks are really good, and I have a lot of confidence coming back.
Yeah, so records on the screen. I'm up 9.5 units. Steed had a killer week last week. He's up to plus 6.5 units. So we'll run through Steed's picks since he's not here. He's still got the picks. He's taking the Cowboys +3 against the Vikings. The Bucks -4.5, UTEP +11, Clemson, Florida State under 48.5, and then San Diego State Pick'em all -110s. Honestly, I don't like these first two picks, Bucks +3 or Bucks -4.5 and Cowboys +3. I don't know about you. I'm just not feeling either of those.
There's some betting with Tom Brady for me that the thing is he's a great football player, but I don't feel like Tom Brady effectively covers the spread for me. And that's a big issue for me. You can be the GOAT, but the reason that he's not fully there yet, he's not Hall of Fame bet worthy status, is because he doesn't cover every time. And that's important to me as a invested gambler. If you're not covering every game, then I don't think you have the consistency to make it at the top and be on much more and be at the top. I just disagree with that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Bucks have been nasty covering the spread. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know, I hear you, and you just kind of sound like a Tom Brady apologist right now, and that's fine, and that's totally like that. That's fine. They could have done well this year, but if you look at this historic track record in Boston, I mean, I just don't think that I just don't think I'm comfortable betting on Tom Brady with spreads. Money line, sure, go for it. Guy wins games. Spreads, take it or leave it.
Hold on, I got the chart here. Where's Tampa Bay?
Oh, look at
AKA
it. I mean,
Tampa Bay. Actually, no, they're 3-4 against the spread. Okay, you might be
yeah,
onto something. You might be onto something. I'll give you
exactly.
credit where credit is due. All right, let's get into it. Dogs of the week. I'm going first. I don't know honestly what to put as my dog of the week because I am taking only dogs this week. This is dog week. I'll put it on the screen. Dude, it's dog week. So we got some more dogs for you on the screen here. Bang time. Um, I guess I'll take the one with the most odds and NFL because that's what I've been going with. And speaking of Tom not covering the spread, Tom Brady, I'm taking the Saints money line here. I am going balls deep. Jameis Winston season. I'm taking the Saints +180. Dude, this is a team that they play well against the Bucks. They played well against them last year. This defense is really legit. Um, I'm not sure if Gronk is playing, but if he is, he'll be playing banged up. Antonio Brown is not playing, so I think that creates a huge matchup advantage for the Saints on defense with Brandon Allen, like what they were able to do last year in shutting down Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They're able to have Lattimore and Gardner Johnson go one-on-one with those two guys. They're still physical up front. I think that obviously the Bucks are a good team, but I just think the Saints are going to match up well against them as long as their receivers can catch some passes or they're able to run the ball. I think that the Saints will be competitive, and +180 is pretty good value.
Listen, I agree with you here. First of all, I love Jameis Winston just tossing the pill. I think the guy's got a cannon. He's not afraid to throw. I mean, you looked at week one, what was going on. Dak threw the ball for like 450 yards against him, I understand that Saints don't have receivers with eyes or hands, but they just have a confident quarterback slinging the ball, and that's half the battle. And then the second half of the
He's
battle,
eating a dub this week. Revenge
he's
week
eating
for
a
Jameis.
dub. Not only is he eating a dub, he's getting Mark Ingram, and that just seems like a scary combination to me. When you have a man who's not afraid to throw the ball and a grizzled old veteran running back who's been in a couple different teams, and now he's coming back to New Orleans. It's the homecoming. I don't know if they're home or away, but it's a homecoming in the sense of the team. I mean, getting a veteran back like that, I think this is a good pick.
All right,
There's a
what's your
reason I
dog of
look
the
the
week?
way I do.
Guess dog of the week. First one ever.
Guess dog of the week. First of all, this is the biggest lock of a dog of the week I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Don't understand why UTEP is being disrespected. Okay. UTEP +350. Okay. They are a 6-1 team. They are out here just put it all on the line week in and week out. And people take one loss against Boise State and they think, oh, this team's not legit because they can't beat Boise State. If they can beat all the other schmucks in their division, they can beat any other opponent they have. UTEP plus 350, not just the dog of the week, it's the lock of the week. This is the easiest money you'll ever make. Also worth noting, I'm a really big fan of their color scheme. I'm a fan of the orange, like blue, orange and navy. Do you notice how I'm dressed right now? First of all, impeccably color popped. Orange, navy, blue. I mean, they have a keen sense of style and a great football team there, which is why I am both wearing orange and navy blue and rocking them. Dog of the week, easy lock.
I mean, look good, play good, and you and Steed are on UTEP. Who are they playing? What's going on with UTEP? They seem to be the hot pick.
The thing is with UTEP, it's not about who they're playing. It's about the disrespect the team has.
So you don't know who they're playing.
It might be that, but UTEP is 6-1, and if you keep taking a money line, they're gonna keep getting you money. UTEP is a money team. I am wearing a blazer. I understand things at a deep philosophical level. Okay.
All right, that's fair. Dude, the whole pod except for me is on UTEP apparently. Maybe I need to throw UTEP into my card of dogs here. In dog week. Where's my pen? There she is. All right, I'm getting into this. So, first of my many dogs that I'm taking this week, let's start off with NFL. I'm taking the Titans plus 120 against the Colts. This line started off in favor of the Titans. It's moved all the way to the Colts. The Titans are getting disrespected for a third week in a row after a really good performance against Kansas City. The Colts are definitely coming into this one very healthy, probably the healthiest that they've been all season, which is a little bit scary, but at the same time, it's a divisional game. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. I'll take the Titans being disrespected once again. This is a team that plays really well as an underdog, so I'll take them as an underdog.
I like that pick. I'm kind of with you there. I will agree with you on the Colts. They're kind of doing a Benjamin Button sort of thing where I feel like a lot of teams start off the year healthy.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I think we just lost Mr. Lappy there. So he's right though. Benjamin Button sort of a thing. They start off the year unhealthy and then somehow screw it up. Oh, wait,
I don't know if
Lappy,
I'm
you
cutting
back?
in and out.
Yeah, you just cut
I've been
in
cutting
and out.
Okay. Long story short here, folks. And Derrick Henry's going to throw for another touchdown.
Okay, Derrick Henry touchdown pass. Lock it in. My next pick, homer pick here.
Lock it in.
Steelers plus 165, I think they are. Yeah, plus 165 against the Browns. Dude, Steelers are being disrespected. The Browns are extremely banged up. The one thing that is scaring me a little bit is that they get Nick Chubb back, but their offensive line is nowhere near as healthy as it was last year when they played in the playoffs. Their offense is kind of in disarray in general. So I don't think that the Browns are going to be able to put up like another 49 points that they did in their last matchup. Steelers are starting to find their rhythm on offense. They're starting to be able to run the ball. Dude, I'll take plus 165 in a divisional matchup.
I think that's an interesting pick. You know, they're kind of opposites in a sense. Baker Mayfield's arms aren't working, and Big Ben legs not really there. Big Ben has the mobility of like a 3-year-old child who's 8 shots deep. But no, I think
you're giving him a little bit too much credit there. I think that he's got the mobility of like a knocked over tree that can kind of like move in the wind. If it's like really heavy gusts of wind.
Yeah, there's a big gust of wind and a branch kind of gets a little sail action going and just starts moving forward. Yeah, definitely. I could see that. But for sure, I like the Steelers here, but that's also because I've already chosen a team that has orange as a primary color in their uniform. So I think you can't commit too hard to orange. I can't think of many times where you pick multiple orange teams and they're all winning. And for that reason, I'm with you on the Steelers there. I like the pick.
Yeah, can't have these orange teams getting too confident out there. All right, I'm just gonna keep going, Lappy. If you want to interject, you said you had 3 picks this week, so if you want to interject with one of your,
listen, I mean, if you want my philosophy on placing tactical wagers, some people call it gambling. I place tactical wagers and I win money. Then my strategy is you always go money line, 100% of the time. and you always take dogs 100% of the time. So my philosophy
Maybe that's why
is
we
holding
get
true
along.
in this. Yeah, like, listen, I'm not out here to double my money. I'm out here to quintuple my money or lose all of my money, and there's no in between. And I think that's the most approach to gambling. I mean, wagering. So my picks this week, I have the Lions plus 155. I mean, it's the biggest lock of the week. Nick Sirianni, second biggest lock of the week. Forgot at UTEP. Shout out to the Orange and Navy. Sirianni, I don't know what his plan is to going into any given game, but I would imagine it's something along the lines of walking to his coaching staff on Sunday morning and being like, okay, guys, I don't really know what I'm doing here. So you guys just kind of figure out amongst yourself what sort of plays we're going to run. And then I'm going to say no, and we're going to run a bunch of really shitty RPOs that don't work. And with that, I think the Lions are an underrated team. I think ever since I saw Dan Campbell cry, I've had an emotional connection with him. I'd like to have a physical connection with him. Kind of tough to get in contact, but we're working on it. So with that being said, in the hopes that Dan Campbell sees this and decides that he would like to give me a hug and we can just hug it out and shed some tears and just have a quality bonding moment.
And win money at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he'll appreciate that. A man with the roots in Detroit really understands the value of a hard-earned dollar. And in this case, he'll be very easy to earn because they're a lock, but that's not the point. The point is, me and Dan Campbell have, we have some stuff coming up on our relationship in the future, and I'd like to support him.
All right. I honestly, I think at this rate, we are going to cover every single dog that is playing football this week.
That's how you're going to do it.
All right, speaking of dogs money line, as you like to say, I'm going with another one of my 11 dogs money line. Panthers plus 140 against the Falcons. Another just really gritty, even divisional matchup. These games were really close last year. The Panthers defense is way farther along than it was last year. And yeah, the Falcons have been in form a little bit. They're definitely more healthy than the Panthers are, but dude, I really don't think that you get the absolute worst Sam Darnold like 4 weeks in a row. We're eventually going to see the Sam Darnold from the first 3 weeks of football sooner or later. It has to happen. It has to happen.
No, it does not.
Or
Jets
maybe they just bench. Maybe they bench him
Darnold.
earlier.
What do you mean? The Jets saw 2 years of Sam Darnold being dog shit, and they were like, okay, all right, finally, we get it. And then all of a sudden, he has a couple good weeks because teams haven't realized with the uniform changes that it's Sam Darnold. So they're just looking. It's like, oh, Panthers quarterback. He might be at least somewhat decent based on historics. Actually, they've had some pretty rough quarterbacks. Not the point. The point is, people look at the Panthers, they think that's a quarterback not to be trifled with because Teddy B, when he was there, was a savage. Cam Newton, they're like, we don't want to tackle this guy. Finally, a few weeks in, people are realizing, oh, this is Sam Darnold. We can just, rush one defender and he'll throw a pick or fumble it because he just seems to be prone to that. So I wholeheartedly disagree. I definitely think the Falcons are going to win this game. And beyond that, I think Russell Gage is going to score a touchdown by throwing the ball.
Okay. Dude, you got a lot of random players throwing the ball props going on.
Yeah, well, it's that they're tape, and I've people watch tape from games and tape from practices, and they see what the players build during plays. What I did is I watch Gage throw the ball back to the quarterback when they're warming up on the sidelines, and this guy's got a good arm on him, and he looks good. The good release points, clean mechanics, and that's a great start to looking that a guy can throw the ball. And then on Derrick Henry's side for throwing touchdowns, he threw one last week. You're not going to expect him to do it 2 weeks in a row. You just don't expect it. Easy money.
All right, my next pick, I'm taking the Jaguars plus 160. Another just even game. I'll take the dog money line. The Seahawks just suck. I'm so done with that team. They're completely one-dimensional. The Jags have been playing better every week now. It's almost like, how you have like the immovable object meets the unstoppable force?
Yes.
Well, you have like the worst defense in the league against one of the worst offenses right now. So it's like, okay, which one is going to win the battle of we suck less?
I know what you're talking.
I'll
It's
take the Jags.
when a stoppable object meets a movable.
Yes.
It's a scary one. Yeah. I like that pick, Frank. I mean, listen, Geno Smith sucks, and he lost my fantasy matchup last week, so I'm with you there.
Yeah, a little spite there.
Oh, I actually have another pick I almost forgot about, and that is the Kentucky Wildcats, plus 100. I think they're playing Texas A&M. I'm pretty sure. Either way, if I'm correct in this, Texas A&M at some point.
I think they're playing Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, you're right. They're both dog shit teams with a bad color scheme. Mississippi State lost to year. Okay? UAB had their football program cut like 3 years ago. How do you lose to a team that was so bad? The administration of the school was like, we don't want this. You make money in college football. You just show up, you make money. And they were so bad, their administration decided, no thanks, we don't even want free money because having such a bad team here, it's not even worth the profits. We'd rather have no football team and no money than this dog shit. And they beat Mississippi State, and that is why the Kentucky Wildcats are going to win this game. Plus 100, easy.
I was actually thinking about taking Kentucky this week. It's funny that you ended up taking them because that was one that just missed my card. My next pick, I'm going to be taking the Washington football team plus 155 against the Broncos. This is like two teams that just can't buy a win right now. So I'll take the Washington football team plus 155. Their secondary is starting to get a little bit healthier. They got some guys questionable. It's going to be interesting to see if they play, but I think if you get a lot of these questionables to play, that Washington can get a dub this week against a Broncos team that's really struggling.
I think Dan Snyder is definitely an owner in the NFL that could use a better PR team, but I think that also might work in your favor in this instance because it might people are probably because they're seeing bad. Wow, I don't like the football team here. And next, no, you're getting a little odds boost because they're so bad at their jobs in the PR department. I like it.
Okay. Wait, so do you have 4 picks or is that your 3? UTEP, Lions, Kentucky.
Yeah, that was my 3. I'd have to think of another one off the top of my head.
All right, well, let me keep going then.
Okay, yeah. I got another one in the chamber.
I'm gonna go with. See, I told myself last week I wasn't going to go with college football just because I've been doing so much better in the NFL, but I can't refrain. I'm taking Michigan State plus 170 in the Michigan versus Michigan State game. They're home. They're being slept on. I still think that this Michigan State team is legit. Even though I like Michigan, I think the plus 170 is a little bit too good. I'll take Michigan State here to pull off the upset.
Yeah, a couple top 10 teams going at it. I don't know if Michigan State's top 10. They might as well be. So
I just think it's going to be a close
like
game.
Definitely. Yeah, I like that pick. You're getting a good value there. As a guy who wears a blazer with regularity, I know value when I see it, and that's some value right there.
All right, so you have that pick or you want me to keep going? Because I still got another 4.
Oh, wait, I totally forgot. Yeah, no. Whoever the Texans, the Rams? Are they playing the Rams? I don't know. Either way, the Texans game, whoever they're playing, it doesn't matter who they're playing. You're taking just the total points over in that game because Davis Mills is going to light it up. And here's why. Tyrod Taylor's coming back, and everyone's talking about, he's going to take the team over. Davis Mills is a talented quarterback. And, yeah, he might be throwing a lot of picks. And, yeah, he might have been putting up like 130 yards per week. But one thing you can count on out of Davis Mills, it's for him to pop off and for the Texans organization to have some serious questions about whether or not they should start Davis Mills or Tyrod Taylor. 100% taking over. He's going to put playing? Up. Oh.
Isn't Tyrod Taylor playing this week?
I'm pretty sure it's Davis Mills. If Tyrod Taylor's playing, then take it. I mean, that's just simple math right there. Davis Mills equals points, and Tyrod Taylor equals sadness. Ask any team Tyrod Taylor's been on for 4 years.
So are you taking the over or the under then?
We'll have a caveat. If Davis Mills is playing, easy over. If he's not playing, it's the under. And it's kind of like the same deal with like when you're looking at Tom Brady game, you know?
Okay, so I'm gonna write some code here, I guess. If Davis Mills over, else under.
Yeah, nice.
Hold on, let me tab that so it's all formatted correctly. We're getting frisky here with Lappy on. All right, my next pick, I'm gonna take Iowa plus 145 at Wisconsin. After watching Wisconsin, I actually took Wisconsin to win the Big Ten, which is right now not out of the cards. By the way, they're terrible, but they could win their division and get rocked by Ohio State in the championship. You never know. Um, yeah, I just don't believe in Wisconsin. Iowa is now being a little bit underbought. That defense is still legit. Wisconsin, they've scored over 30 points twice. It was last week, and then in a game where they played like East, West, Michigan, South, like just some nonsense
Mm.
team.
East
Is
West.
he probably going to be another close game? I think that Mertz and that crew are just going to turn the ball over, and Iowa's going to win this one. All right, I think we lost Lappy again. Man, Lappy's really cutting in and out. I'm going to go my next pick. Oh, he's back. I'm going to take Texas. They are plus 115 against Baylor. I actually like this Baylor squad and think they're underrated. But at some point, Texas is just too talented, and they will figure out that they won't blow lead. Actually, no, I'm going to audible because it's the same story with Texas every week. They destroy teams in the first quarter, and then they get rocked. I'm taking Texas first quarter. What is their first quarter?
I don't know
Whatever
what
their
their first
first
quarter
quarter
is.
spread is, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's better go for the first quarter. I've said before my philosophy on the color orange. Too many good teams wearing orange, so I think it's very important that
Wait, what did you say? You said it's very important, and then you cut out again.
oh, it's very important you don't take two orange teams. You can't have too many good orange teams. That's a big part of my tactical wager strategy.
Okay, here it is. Hold on. Quarters. Plus, no, I'm taking a money line first quarter.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
First Q. Oh, geez. First Q. Bang time. They just rock teams in the first quarter, and then they start getting their shit kicked in, and then they figure out that, or they can't figure out how to move the ball again, even though they have like some of the best players in college football. I'm also taking Ole
Yeah, they
Miss
should just
money
figure
line.
out how to do the whole thing.
Ole Miss plus 125. They're playing at Auburn. Dude, I really like this Ole Miss team. They've been making me some cash the past couple weeks. I took them last week against LSU. I'm really shocked that the line moved towards LSU by like 3 or 4 points, but it worked out in my favor because I got them at a better odds, and they hit it up for me last week. Dude, I'm taking them again. I don't believe in Auburn. I think Auburn's all right. I just think that Ole Miss is better. Their defense is finally starting to figure some things out after that brutal performance against Arkansas. So I think that they're going to keep that momentum going and keep winning.
Yeah, I think they have a running back with an named Snoop, and I like him.
Yeah, they've also got the Heisman Trophy favorite right now, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take Snoop, and you can take your Heisman Trophy winner. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to keep betting on my color schemes and names, and you can take your actual analysis.
Listen, let's get the week and see who's laughing. Okay, I'm taking big money plays. Okay? It's because I'm lost this all in a parlay, as one does, and we'll see who's laughing.
My last pick, I don't love this one, but the value is just too good. I'm taking UCLA money line at Utah plus 195. I think that one of the reasons why UCLA is such a dog in this is that Dorian Thompson Robinson, their quarterback, has an injured hand. According to reporters, they said it's an injured hand, shoulder, arm, basically everything, but he had a limited practice, and according to reports, he's going to play. But regardless, it seems like the way that you beat Utah is by running the football. And UCLA, I believe, is right now second in the Pac-12 in running yards per game. They have two really good running backs. One, Zach Charbonnet, a guy that's going to be getting some draft looks. So I think that DTR is going to play. I think that they're going to have some success running the football and do a better job of controlling the line of scrimmage than Arizona State did. So UCLA plus 195, one of my more favorite picks this week. I'll take it. Oh crap, you can't even see half the picks. I gotta get these dogs off the screen. Okay, here we go. So here's all my picks. just dog season. It is a dog week here. Here's Lappy here. Lappy's also getting some dogs, except for this over under with Davis Mills. You got anything else that you wanted to add to this to your card?
Yeah. I mean, kind of in terms of my tactical wager strategy, I don't recommend it if you're colorblind. I think it's really important when you're gambling. That's it.
So a lot of pressure on you, Lappy, here because you are the first guest on the picks segment. So, you're going to be the guy. Like if you're up this week, guests are up, and you might be the only guest on for the entire. It
I will
depends on how
say,
many more World Series the Braves make, I guess.
doesn't matter. Okay. I'm currently undefeated on the year. I will end undefeated on the year. And my strategies will be so good that I'm sure people will understand the kind of tactical choices that I'm making. So I'm just really confident in my process and my strategy. I think, throughout this call, my ACL's done anything that could have aggravated it. So I think we're going to be healthy looking into week 2. And I'm looking forward to the next battle where I inevitably dominate the Onyx at whatever gambling website you use.
Yeah, so you just need UTEP. If UTEP wins, then you're positive, and the guests rejoice because guests are positive then probably for like the rest of the season. So, with that being said, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Lappy, really appreciate you coming on last minute to fill in for Steed. Shout out Lappy. Let's go UTEP apparently, and good luck out there, good
Go
sir.
UTEP. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having me. Go Miners.
Yeah, let's go Miners. Peace out, guys.